Welcome to the Gorilla video series. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use the scene timing feature in Gorilla Studio. If you go to any breakdown sheet, you will see a tab here called Scene Timing. This is where you can divide your scene into various sections and assign a time to that section by entering a start time and an end time. The times of each section will show here, and the total time for the entire scene will display down here. So in this example, there are 4 entries for this scene. Prep camera with a time set for 30 minutes. Prep lighting with a time set for 1 hour. Block scene with a time set for 1 hour. And rehearse scene set for another hour. You can enter anything you want here for any section. The total time for these 4 events sums to 3 hours and 30 minutes, which is totaled here and also here in the estimated time for the scene. If you click here in the estimated time, you can manually enter a new time. For example, changing this 3 to a 4. You will, however, receive an alert that you are overriding the scene timing entries. So if you click Continue, don't be confused that the time up here is different than this time down here. To do the opposite, to override the manual estimated time entries, click this total time down here under the Scene Timing entries, and the total time will sync to the scene timing entries that are in this list. Now, there could be an overlapping time entry. For example, it is possible for the camera department to be setting up the camera and lighting, and for the actors to be rehearsing and blocking the scene at the same time. In this instance, you have the option to not add the time for an entry by selecting this checkbox. So if you select Do Not Add Time for these 2 last entries, the total time changes to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Let's go to the strip board. And here you can see the total estimated time for the shoot day, which contains Scene 1 is 1 hour and 30 minutes. But what about the scene timing for Scene 2? Double-click Scene 2 to go to it, and select the Scene Timing tab. As you can see, there are no scene timing entries here. You can add some if you want, or simply enter an estimated time up here, which I will do real quick. I will enter 2 hours and then go back to the strip board. And you can see that the total time for the shoot day is estimated at 3 hours and 30 minutes. If you were to print the board, you would also see those totals here. Lastly, with this feature, there is also a new report. Select Print from the File pull-down menu to get to the Scheduling Reports menu. Select the Scheduling module, and then Scene Timing, and then Preview. You have the option to print this report by breakdown or by shoot day. I will select Shoot Day. So I will have to select a production phase and then a shoot day. Now let's examine this for a second. This report shows all scene timing entries for both Scene 1 and Scene 2. Remember, we did not add time for these 2 last entries, so they did not add in the total time. And also, an estimated time for Scene 2 was manually entered, so there are no scene timing entries here, and therefore not summed in the total. So keep that in mind. If I were to go back to Scene 2 and create a new scene timing entry here and set a time for 2 hours, even though the time here will be the same. If I run the scene timing report now, I will see the proper breakdown for scene timing in the report for the selected shoot day. That wraps up this lesson. Have a great shoot.